We're showcasing 10 indie games you should play in November, many of which, including all of our top 3, will be playable on next-gen consoles. Hey guys, it's Cody with Indie Game Pulse, where we bring you the hottest indie games with the coolest memes. Make sure you subscribe for more weekly countdowns and reviews, and let's get to the games. Starting at number 10, Ponpu is a Bomberman-inspired campaign and party game for 1 to 4 players. You play as a messenger of the duck god trying to save the world from destructive forces, making your way through challenging obstacles and tough boss fights. If the single-player action isn't quite enough for you, then invite your friends over or play online in 3 different party game modes, including free-for-all, coin steal, and paint battle. The art style and gameplay is unusual and chaotic, and might be exactly what you need to get through all the family get-togethers this fall. Ponpu is out on PC via Steam and all major consoles on November 5th. ARCANIUM Rise of Akhan is an unusual mix of genres, maybe one that we haven't seen quite yet, honestly. It's defined by the developer as an open-world, roguelike deck builder, and from the way the trailer looks, we like the sound of that. With over 24 magical animal heroes to choose from at launch, you'll guide a group of 3 into the distinct provinces of your choice in an effort to reach and defeat Akhan the Calamity, the game's final boss. There are many difficult paths to victory, and with so many hero options and combinations, along with loads of loot and upgrades to gather throughout the world, this is a game you'll want to come back to over and over again. ARCANIUM Rise of Akhan releases in early access on PC via Steam on November 10th. At number 8, Kingdoms Reborn is an open-world city builder featuring multiplayer co-op or competitive for up to 6 players. At launch, the world will have 7 distinct biomes that offer different advantages and challenges to you as you settle the area and seek to build a thriving city. Kingdoms Reborn differs from most RTS games in 2 main ways. Firstly, there's no military. You can claim an opponent's land or vassalize them using influence points that you accrue throughout each play session. And secondly, success is not dependent on clicks per minute, as there are only a certain amount of actions based on action cards which can be bought and performed within a certain time period. We think Kingdoms Reborn sounds like a refreshing addition to the RTS genre, and look forward to seeing how it continues to develop throughout early access, which begins on PC via Steam on November 3rd. Our 7th entry to the list is Superliminal, which is finally being released on Steam. After a year in the Epic Games Store and some time out on consoles as well, we weren't sure if we should include this on the list, but it has received rave reviews from critics and players alike, so we don't want anyone to miss out. Superliminal is a first-person puzzler focused on perspective and the ability to change it to solve puzzles. When you bring things closer to your view, they not only appear larger, but they become larger, and vice versa, and there are many iterations of this throughout the surreal world you'll travel through. Superliminal is an ingenious game and very inventive in its use of perspective and space, and you can check it out on PC and Mac via Steam on November 5th. Some of you may also be familiar with our number 6 game, since the original version came out back in 2017 under the simplified name of Observer. Observer System Redux, however, is a revamped version with additional story content and updated graphics for the next-gen consoles. In a desolate cyberpunk world, you play as an elite investigator using virtual realities and neural implants to solve crimes, while unraveling a much larger story too. This looks very similar to the Signifier, which we featured as one of our top games of October, so we're looking forward to seeing how Observer differs from that and other similar games. The graphics do look pretty insane, and with additional story content added, it might be time to give this a second or first look. Be sure to keep your eye out for Observer System Redux being released on November 10th for PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store, as well as on PlayStation and Xbox.
You know, I was so close to making a difference, setting us all free. And now it can't be for nothing. For once in your life, just listen to me. Whatever happens, I need you to remember, you're not in control.
If you've ever played Abzu, you know what an absolute gem it is as a relaxing exploration game. Now, from that same creative team at Giant Squid comes the Pathless, a mythic adventure game where you play as a hunter aided by your eagle companion. Travel the mystical island and eliminate the corrupted spirits haunting it, while also exploring the lore of the island and solving puzzles. We can always get behind games with cute animal partners, but we love that it isn't just tacked on here, but plays an integral part of several game mechanics. The soundtrack and art style also remind us of our time playing Journey, another game published by Annapurna, so we really hope this can achieve the same emotional depth and success. You can play the Pathless on November 12th on PC via the Epic Games Store and on PlayStation and Apple Arcade. Prodeus comes in at number 4 as a first-person shooter which harkens back to the early days of first-person shooters, and Doom in particular. Using thick pixel art and loads of blood-splattering gore, Prodeus is a fast-paced, run-and-gun style shooter with some fun secrets to be found as well, leaving you a reason to replay some of your favorite or not-so-favorite levels. We were fortunate to be included in the beta testing, and we can confirm that it is loads of fun, and the gore is definitely over the top in a Quentin Tarantino kind of way. Our experience got off to a quick start when the game suddenly picked up the pace without us realizing it was in full swing, and at one point we even yelled out loud because we were so surprised. We look forward to plowing through more abominations with the chain gun when Prodeus releases in early access on PC via Steam on November 10th. Moving into our top 3 games for you to play in November, we have a dangerously cute noir cop adventure called Chicken Police. This buddy cop story sees the weathered duo of Sonny Featherland and Marty McChicken reuniting for the first time in a decade to solve an unsolvable case. Interview suspects and old connections, and search for clues while you explore over 30 different locations. Everything about this game feels immersive, from the voice acting to the intriguing visual style to the moody soundtrack, and best of all, there are plenty of animal puns and jokes throughout the game. We hope you'll make room to check out Chicken Police when it comes to PC via Steam and all major consoles on November 5th.
Blow me, Sonny. You know I don't use that name anymore.
The legendary Chicken Police is back together. Isn't it amazing news?
say, partner, are you chicken enough?
You're telling me to go out and hunt?
As long as the demons rule this island, foraging is too great a burden for the humans alone.
Sakuna of Rice and Ruin comes in at a very close second spot on our list. Combining two uncommonly paired genres in a side-scrolling action and farming sim, Sakuna brings the best of both worlds together. In the side-scrolling portions, you can see the gameplay is heavily influenced by the beat-em-up and fighting game genres, leading you to master vicious combos and area attacks, and escalating in epic boss battles. But Sakuna's true strength comes from her rice farm. As her harvest grows with each crop, so Sakuna's strength and ability increases. Follow ancient agricultural practices and detailed steps, all the way from sowing to harvest. Even the flavors of the meals Sakuna prepares will influence her combat abilities. The side-scrolling and farming sim genres are perfectly melded together, and you can experience it on November 10th when Sakuna of Rice and Ruin is released to PC via Steam, as well as on PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch.
Give my gratitude for this meal. So, Lady Sakura, what should we do now?
The Ursi does not relinquish its nourishment easily or freely. In order to survive, you must race its waves, harness its winds, and fly.
The number one indie game we think you should play in November is The Falconeer. This third-person air combat game has you taking wing on the back of your trusty falcon and exploring the gorgeous open world of the Great Ursi. With many different areas to explore, above the clouds as well as below the sea, you'll find many lost treasures and secrets, but you'll also find that you're not the only bird or creature inhabiting these islands. Where the Falconeer really begins to set itself apart is in its fast and frenetic combat. We all know the 5 essentials of air combat: dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. But you'll be forced to put these wise words to practice as you combat a plethora of enemies. You'll be able to upgrade your mount throughout the game and tailor it to your own fighting preferences, along with also crafting your character's own backstory as the bond between man and bird grows deeper. You do not want to miss out on this beauty of a game when it releases on PC via Steam and Xbox on November 10th.
They know its darkness. They calmly watch. As eternities pass, they watch and pray for equilibrium. Watch the rock crumble and the waters rise, and watch their future slip away.
Check out the videos on your screen now for more indie game countdowns and reviews, and we'll see you on the other side.